Hi, Sally here, and today I'm going to decorate this wall hanging that I got on clearance from Christmas. And joy is my word for the year, and so it just hangs like this. And so I was thinking I wanted to decorate it, with like a theme for the month or the season every month. And so I'm gonna paint the Y and the J gold and then just change the decoration on the little wreath as the season changes. And so I'm going to do a St. Patrick's Day theme. And so to paint the letters, I think I'm going to, it's just attached with some wires, so I think I'm going to detach it to paint it, and that will, I think, just be easier. And hopefully I can just bend these and reattach them pretty easily. All right, I'll just set my wreath to the side, and I think I'll just leave the twine, and I'll probably just paint the top surface and not get the edges or the back, so that twine should be okay. So I want to seal the wood to keep the paint from sinking in. It's really smooth, so I'm not going to sand it. And so I'm just going to paint it with some watered down Elmer's glue to seal the wood. Let's see if my glue is going to come out. I don't think I'll need very much. Ooh, that's probably too much. Okay, so I've just got a paintbrush here. I'll just water this down. This just helps so that the paint doesn't just soak right into the wood. You don't need as much paint, and it will help the paint adhere a little bit better. Okay, that looks good. All right, so now I'm going to let these dry for a little bit and come back and do a second coat, and then the wood will be nice and sealed. right, I got my 2 coats of the glue on there, and so now I'm going to coat it with some gesso, and this will just help that paint to adhere to the wood better. So just get my brush a little bit wet. Just go straight in there. Okay. Now, I think I'll probably just do 1 coat of the gesso. So when this is dry, I'll come back and paint it with the gold paint. All right, the gesso is dry, so now I'm going to use this Craft Smart metallic paint in bright gold. I got this at Michael's. Okay, I'm going to let this dry and then come back for a 2nd coat. All right, ready to do my next coat. I like how it's kind of glittery. That will be pretty. Let's see how I won't. It's kind of wet still. I go squeeze some of this water out. Have my brush be drier and maybe that will. Yes, that looks better. All right. So I'll let these dry, do a 3rd coat, and then we'll see how that looks. Okay, here is my design that I have made in Cricut Design Space for my wreath. So I'm not going to cut this out. I just made it to get an idea of how big I wanted my images. So this they're all in Cricut Design Space. This font I downloaded from DeFont. I can't remember what it's called. Celtic Hand, right there. So it's a free font. And I'm going to cut it 3 times to make it thicker, so it kind of stands out. These are violets, and I didn't know how to put them together. So what you can do is, let me think, how did I? No, let's see. If you go to, okay, so here's my projects. And if you look here, it has the images and fonts that you used. And it says Pansy. And there's a picture of what it looks like when it is together. But if you want to know more about it, you can click on that number. And then if you click on these 3 little dots, you can click to view image sets. And it's in the 3D floral home decor. So if you look on the Cricut website, there are for the older images that were on cartridges, they have a way to look for how to put them together. And I've shown that in other videos, so I'll try to find one that has it in it and link that below. But then you can just go back to your image. Well, let's see. Go back to the canvas. Oh, good. Okay. So, and then these leaves and these shamrocks, I had a whole bunch of different colors of greens. So if you want to change so that you don't have to have that many different colors, you could go up here to color sync on the side, and then you can just change whatever colors of everything that you want so that you don't have to have a bunch of different colors. Like I had different colors of yellow for the pot of gold and for these little centers. So I just made them all the same color. And then these greens, I made the same color. So you can change around your colors so that you don't have to cut out as many. But one thing that I was thinking I wanted to change so I don't have to cut so many different mats, was I was thinking of just making the colors in the rainbow all one color so they cut out on one mat. So you can change the colors by going over here in your layers panel and find your rainbow or whatever you want to change, and just click on it to highlight it. And I actually do want to change that. I don't know why in rainbows they don't choose purple. Well, that's probably, there, that color would look better. So I definitely want that to be like a real rainbow color because I love purple. Okay, so let's click on Make It. Well, actually, let's hide this. So you just click on that little eye because I don't want to cut that out. And if I click on Make It, it'll go to all my mats. So these will be white. The clouds will be gray. Anyway, so these rainbows, I think I could cut. I'm wondering if I could cut them all out. Well, maybe I'll just leave it like this. Yeah. I think I will just leave it. I've changed my mind, so I'm pretty happy with how each mat looks. So I think I'm ready to cut this out. So I'll just click continue. Oh, I don't think I have my machine turned on. Let's see if it'll connect. Okay. So for this first mat, I kind of wanted vellum. So let's browse all materials. And Let's see, where would vellum be? Wow, you could do a lot of different fabrics. Holy moly. Wow, okay. Oh, here's paper. Vellum. Okay. And I'm ready to go. So I'm just going to load up and cut all my mats and then put everything together. All right, I have all my pieces cut out and I've assembled parts of them. For some reason, these shamrocks cut out super tiny. So like I had them sized to be like 2 inches and they're like, well, 2.5 to 3 inches and they're like 1 inch. So I just recut them. I had to size them to be like 6.5 inches to get them to be the size I really wanted. But I assembled some and I thought I'd show you how the rest of them work. So I just took the hearts that go on top and lined up the tip in the middle on a line on my scoreboard. And then just drew a line down and then folded it in half. And then just put a line of glue on that fold line and lined it up with the base. And then I took the skinny part of my bone folder and just pressed that down so it would still have that dimension. I think these turned out super cute. I'm very happy with how they turned out. Even the tiny ones are very cute, but they were not the size that I wanted. They would not be able to be seen very well, being that tiny. So there's all my shamrocks. And then I made most of these pansies. Some of them like this one I think I assembled not as good. And these I think I'll probably kind of curl up the edges, but I have one left to assemble so I can show you how that works. So these are the pieces. You have 2 leaves. You have like this kind of heart shape and then 4 petals and then these black pieces, 2 smaller and 2 larger. So on the instructions it shows you, let's see, that you'll take your 2 of your petals plus the 2 smaller and then the little center and glue those together. So we'll take 2 of these and these smaller ones, and they go with the straight side down. And I just I made it to where the black part, the tip kind of hangs off, because otherwise it kind of covers up a lot of the purple petal. I didn't worry about how much glue. Oh, that was probably too much glue. And then I just kind of overlapped them in the middle. Put a little dot on the one. Just press down like that, and then I have to use my little jewel picker or wax pencil thing. Put a glue dot right in the middle, and then put this little center. I cut it out of gold glitter just because I thought that was fun. Okay, so now We have our heart-shaped piece, like kind of like an upside down heart. And then we glue our other black pieces, and then those 2 petals. And then we glue this first piece that we put together on top. So I've got this, and these go like, let's see, they go with the straight side in the middle. And these ones I really had hanging off the edge because they were a lot bigger than the petal. I wanted that to show. So I really overlapped those. And then these glued like this and overlap like that. And then this goes in the middle. I just put some more glue on that, and like that. That petal is a little wonky, but that's fine. So there's all my pansies. And for the leaf, there's one flat and then one that's dimensional. So you just put a little dab of glue on that little circle and kind of roll that so it'll bend. And then just pull that straight edge over top. And you gotta hold it for a minute. And that is that. So I guess these leaves just kind of tuck under like that. All right, so that is all my petal flowers and shamrocks. And then I had this pot of gold. I cut the base in gold glitter, and this cuts out, I don't know if you can see, but there's like a line here and then a line right there. I think the top line is to show you where to put this piece this piece, and I think this is supposed to look like the rim of the gold, but this goes under or on top of this piece for the face. So I'm just gonna glue this down. And then this goes on top. Line that up with that line. Ooh, that's not sticking that good. And I did not put enough glue on. It's hard with that glitter. Put down more glue. Let's see if it'll stick. Ooh, yeah, that's not sticking. That's not sticking. Let's need to hold that longer, I think. Okay, set that aside. Let's work on our rainbow. So I cut the clouds out of like a pearly cardstock. I go put those on last. And I misjudged where it would cut, so it kind of cut the top of the rainbow off, but I didn't want to cut it again. So hopefully the rainbow will just kind of mostly hide that. So I'm gonna just put glue on the bottom parts here. these clouds, I think, can hide the jaggedy ends of the rainbow pieces. I think what I'll do is I'll glue the layers together first. So this piece of vellum got cut off where I didn't want it as well. I don't think I'll need this as a template of where to put the letters. I think I can pretty much tell with the shadow. Well, maybe I can put a shamrock there at the end or something, but I like how that turned out. Other than that, D being all ski wampus. So I kind of painted over the hole. So I'll just kind of poke that through with this paper clip I have. And try to see, make sure I'm putting this on in the right place. Okay. Looks cute. All right. Do the same thing on this side. Oh, I should have done it. I'm gonna do it higher up where there's no leaves and just stick it to the wreath, because I think maybe that will, oops, be less likely to rip. And I take this off. Like I said, I want to preserve the leaves, so I'll just leave that glue dot covered. Let's stick that down. Let's see, how does that work? I think that works. Okay, so, okay, well, here it is. So it's kind of busy. Maybe I shouldn't have put that much stuff on. It's a little bit crooked, but that's okay. I think it will look cute. I mean, I won't have it up for very long since it's almost St. Patrick's Day, and I'll switch it out to an Easter, I think. So that does it. So I will put a picture at the end of how it looks on my door, but I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks cute. So that does it. Thanks for watching.